We are live.
What's up, everybody? This is Artist Relations Corner with me, Alex Auxier, Artist Relations Manager for Orange and the band Ramayan.
Woo, woo.
Hello.
100%. We got PE. Raise your hand. PE. We got Omar. And we got Q. And these boys are joining us live from Malaysia. So second guests from Malaysia in less than a month. Look at us. Look at us. So good to have you guys. How's everything going with you? I mean, relative to the fact that the world seems like it's falling apart.
Yeah. I mean, aside from that, everything is pretty good, you know. Yeah.
Good.
Lockdown was like happening, months ago, and now we're sort of cooling down in that process. So we're like, we're able to meet each other now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you guys are over the hump? I mean, are you guys like, so you guys are already like loosening restrictions in Malaysia?
Yeah, loosening. Yeah.
And your infection rate is going down?
Yeah.
It was actually going down.
It was,
but then
yeah. It's like a wave a bit. Like,
recently,
Okay.
Again, because of
It's not
Well, that's great.
junior clusters.
So how long did you guys go without being able to play together?
ooh, 3 months at least. I think because the
yeah.
official lockdown is like, when we had the lockdown, like we weren't like able to meet anybody at all. Like that was how strict it was, that we couldn't even go out of our house for some places. I mean, other than for like groceries and stuff. So I think for like at least
Yeah.
2 months, 3
3
months.
months.
I
Yeah.
remember that the last time I got to the studio, I had to just use my supermarket plastic bag as a decoy in case
Yeah.
there's a police station. But I couldn't hold it in. I just wanted to,
Wow.
my friends and just get my
Yeah.
instruments back home so I can do my stuff home
So you had to
projects.
fake it to get to your instruments back.
To make it.
Dude, it was real like some post-apocalyptic like situation happening here in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So during this time, have you guys been writing music?
Yeah.
And if so, how's that going? How's that music turning out? Is it different?
It's
been
I mean,
Probably more depressing.
Yeah. been weird.
That's a common theme right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's I think for me personally, like I was able to write a lot, but at the same time, like it felt like I was creatively blocked, because like your process only like reaches a certain point, and then you can't jam it out with your band, and you sort of have to like do everything by yourself. Even, I mean, you can like pass like stem files to other guys,
yeah.
but you'll have to wait for them to like come up with something, and it could take weeks to get that
Mhm.
back. So
I mean, like there's no direct interaction with the
It's
band
too
members.
bad. Like
so-
we don't have the technology to jam together through Skype or without
yeah, like
going
real
through
time, no lag.
latency and stuff like that.
Not many people do have the real-time, no lag abilities.
Exactly, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely companies working on fixing that, though. And I think that across the board, anybody that's working on lossless, live jamming, who comes out of the pandemic with awesome production facilities for live stream and stuff, and basically whoever pivots to prepare for the new way of creating music, those people will be in a really good position when this whole thing is over. But it's never going to be exactly the same. It's never.
Even like think about it, like even if that thing happens, like what's gonna happen to live music, right? Like we're like you're not gonna perform as much as you will before,
Yeah.
So yeah, the future of music
Well,
is blurry, right?
it's really interesting to hear. I mean, it's like we have the exact same opinion on this whole thing. And you guys are literally 12 hours ahead on the other side of the world in Malaysia. And every musician in the world is, yeah, every musician in the world's just like, let's just fix this shit, man. Like, we want to get back out and jam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Ramayan, right? Am I putting the emphasis on that correctly, Ramayan?
Yeah, perfect. Ramayan,
Yeah, perfect.
How do you guys describe your music? I hear it as psych-rock. What do you hear? How do you describe it?
Well, it's kind of hard to like pinpoint an exact genre to the whole thing, because I think for like the three of us, we we sort of like when we got together, we were like we came from different influences really, and different backgrounds, and I mean we used to have like five of us here,
Mm-hmm.
but then two of them had to leave the band, so now we're just it's the three of us. But like back then, like five of us, we were like literally from different backgrounds, and like for me, like I would be like I'll be coming in from like I used to listen to like a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers, you know, and they weren't exactly psych, but they were like they were trippy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
they were high.
Yeah, they were freaking high. They were I don't know stoned high, I don't know. It's all of that, and me and Q we were in high school together, so we sort of had like a similar exchange of music genres. You can hear
Sorry
the
about the
cat,
cat.
yeah, the
Yeah,
cat's like
It was either a cat or a cell phone ringing. I couldn't tell.
no, dude, yeah.
It's a
yeah,
cat.
you know what?
It's a
The
cat.
consistency. It's
Yeah.
like a
At one point we joked like it sounded like Robert Plant at one point. So let's just sample it and put some space echoes. It would
I
definitely.
was literally about to suggest the exact same thing.
Robert Plant, man.
yeah. So
You guys could make a cat rock band.
Yeah.
dude, I think that's the new thing. It's
Psych-
gonna be a new thing.
psychedelic.
With this whole
Psych-
pandemic thing
psychedelic.
going on. Psychedelic, bro.
Holy shit.
Cat pop,
Cat rock. Cat rock. No, trying, man, doesn't work.
Cat scenes.
Yeah.
Solid puns, guys.
So like Omar, he came. You like what kind of
Yeah.
background did you come from?
I mean, like I listen to a lot of the Beatles, something like Led Zeppelin,
Mhm.
and a bit of Michael Jackson. So when I combine all of those and put it into this band, so it became.
But remember
Ramayan,
you told us like that you would have like back when you were younger you would listen to like like at the drive-in.
yeah, the
stuff like
drive-in, Queens of the Stone Age.
We had
Yeah,
our
yeah,
phases, you know,
yeah,
the
we had-
emo,
yeah,
the
yeah.
MCR phase, the like hip hop
Yeah.
phase.
Yeah,
Basically, it's everything.
So when we,
Like
when we
quiet
got
things,
together,
like
we
quiet
tried
things,
we
yeah.
tried to like do like one thing, but like in our first EP, like it was if you listen to it, it's like it's actually a lot of many it's just many things,
Mhm.
like trying to define our own brand of psychedelia, but with like many things happening
Yeah.
in one.
Well, you guys are naming a lot of Western bands right now, and I appreciate you doing that. If you're doing that to yeah, if you're doing that so that I can put context to this, that's great. But you guys don't sing in English,
No.
Yeah.
and there's obviously just a ton of Malaysian influence, really like rootsy stuff in there. So tell us a little bit about that side of Ramayan.
So for that side of Ramayan, we listen to a lot of like pop music, like old Malay music. Like
Mhm.
if you have listened to Sudirman, I don't know if you heard it before,
No,
but yeah,
but I want to know.
Know these names. Yeah, you'll want to listen to them later.
Yeah, I'm not gonna know the names, but we can put them in the comments when we're done here, so that everybody has an idea of what we're talking about.
yeah, singers like Sharifa Aini.
Mhm.
These all are like pop singers, like with those melodic stuff with traditional music in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
But we prefer like Malaysian stuff at a certain period in time, which is like mostly like 80s, 70s to 80s to like
yeah.
early 90s, which actually like a lot of that was heavily influenced
Yeah.
by like psych rock, funk
Yeah.
rock,
Yeah.
and like one of the like power ballads type
like,
stuff.
You know,
but,
at one
but like mellow,
Yeah. It's like one point, like the music here, they're just sort of covering those bands like Earth and Fire and Bee Gees, and sort of just change the lyrics to Malay, you know. But then, macam for us, like sorry, I just put some Malay in there, cause like for us, just we didn't know better. Like we thought they were like originals, until now that we're musicians and oh wait, that's the Bee Gees song, you know.
Yeah.
But for us, it sounded totally Malaysian because of
Yeah.
I guess the aspect of the linguistic aspect is sort of
yeah,
putting in
yeah.
that difference.
Yeah.
But
Got it.
So from that, like we sort of like and these songs are like always it's a thing like if you're in our generation you will always you're bound to know these songs, like
Mhm.
it's always at the back of like the heads of every young Malaysian. So like we try to like sort of convey the same feeling, you know make like if you listen to Malaysian pop now, it's just like it's shit, you know.
It's probably as bad as all other pop now.
I will guarantee you it's much worse, you know. What do you call it? Like TikTok music, you know, TikTok
Right.
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if you listen to like some
Actually,
TikTok
no.
music,
Some of the music are not bad. Actually.
So I mean, like back to the question, like what kind of music that Ramayan plays? I think to put it simply is that like psychedelic music with
Mhm.
traditional melody on top of it. You know, like Malay
Right.
traditional melody on top of
yeah,
it.
yeah,
But what you've really done there, I guess, is so it's very similar to the same way that Malaysian bands were creating music in the 70s and early 80s. But so the Malay side has stayed the same a bit, but you've moved forward the modern, the psych rock aspect of it because of your influences, your personal influences. That's what I hear. And is it important to you guys to stay, perhaps you could say more Malaysian in the approach, like by not singing in English and by is it important for you to remain true to your roots, kind of?
that's kind of the goal, really.
Cool.
Like, I mean, we love Western music. You know, we definitely love Western music. But like what we've always thought, like what can we do in Malaysia that would be like uniquely Malaysian, you know? And I guess it's is this to offer like some kind of variety, because we don't, if we sing in English, we'll sound exactly just like any American band or English
Yeah.
band, you know. So we discovered that, you know, like by putting Malay lyrics or our own whatever language, actually, if you're Thai, if you're Vietnamese, you put your own lyrics into that kind of music, it'll give it a whole different
It
vibe
just
for
suddenly,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
transformed it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in that sense, it would be closer to what you actually want to play and what you hear in your head, and the music in that instance would better support the lyrics, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Because if you're trying to go outside of your comfort zone on on the lyrics and the vocals, well, then everything suffers at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's really cool. For me personally, I hear it, and I actually prefer to not hear it in English because then I can really lose myself in it. And with the style of music that you guys play, it's the kind of music that I want to listen to, like either late night drinking some whiskey or something with some friends, all the way up to like I could listen to it to make me happy if I'm super sad. So sometimes not having a specific vocal message helps. You know what I mean? Especially since, and I just mean that in the sense that I can't understand what you're saying.
Understand.
Um,
It's a bit like, you know, when you listen to like you know,
Japanese music, yeah.
like African music, for example, like with African lyrics, you can just you can feel the vibe from it without actually understanding the lyrics, you know. But it's like you sort of get this whole atmosphere that they're portraying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
well, it becomes another instrument. It becomes another true instrument.
yeah, that's right.
I mean, do you guys ever listen to Budo's band?
Budos, no.
Budo's band? Okay. It's a band where it's very similar in a lot of ways to that kind of like African psych rock from like, the 70s that they did as well.
Like a stumble.
No vocals,
Oh, vocals.
and instead, a constant like lead saxophone. That's, and it replaces the vocals. And when I'm hearing you guys sing in, Malay, that's what it is, right? That's the language
Malay.
term. When I hear you guys singing in Malay, it becomes another instrument, and I don't have to like, I don't have to like focus on a message. I just get a vibe, and that's really nice. So let's see. We already talked a little bit about bands that inspired you guys. Are there any bands right now in Malaysia that we should be listening to besides you guys? Is there anybody that you think we should shout out here? No, just you.
No, just that. Sorry to say.
I guess a better way of asking is are there any modern bands that are still inspiring you? right now?
A band called Lust, Lust.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually good friends of ours. They opened for this band called Mew. I'm pretty sure you know Mew.
Hmm.
They won this award, album of the year for this particular award last year, right? I
Yeah.
think yeah, pretty interesting. Like I think Anthony Fantano, if you know, the Needle Drop. It's his music reviewer.
Okay.
He listened to the album. So if he's quite the sort of, he's famous in the social media for music enthusiasts for recommendations and whatnot. So if it got his attention, then I guess people should probably listen too.
Okay,
Cool.
but
So
if
Lust.
you're into like, sorry,
Last Lust, yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
Interesting. Very
But they
proggy.
sing in English.
yeah,
English,
same,
but it's
yeah.
English. Yep.
Okay.
If you're into like traditional Malay music that infused into like modern music, you can listen to this one band called Monologue. Monologue.
Monologue.
It's like
It
dialogue,
spells,
monologue,
yeah, you
but
know,
with
like
Q, instead of G.
it
it's Q.
spells MONOLOQUE.
Yeah.
It's
I didn't remember any of that, but yeah.
Monologue.
Yeah, but we've got a lot of like aside from us, that there are many other bands that actually before us there's been other bands that are those who pioneered sort of this kind of movement
Mhm.
here in Malaysia. And Monologue is one of them.
Yeah.
And there's other band called Kita Hati, which is also they started this kind of movement.
The
Mhm.
And like
seniors.
we're like basically like the second generation of
Yeah.
these
Oh.
these pioneers.
Your second wave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
second
yeah.
wave, exactly.
No
Yeah.
need.
I heard that you guys like to record live in the studio. Is that something you've done on all of your albums, or was that just a one or two album experience?
That was the first album.
Yeah, the first album.
Just the first album.
Yeah,
Our
recorded
first
live.
ever material
Yeah.
recording. So obviously we were quite excited because just because this engineer, the one who suggested, he says when he listened to our music that he would capture the live energy better because
Yeah.
how the songs were.
But you haven't done it since then.
No, for the first LP we did track by track
Yeah, yeah.
for all of them.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
so we want to try something.
Yeah, we want to explore, our
Explore, yeah.
options. Like, what's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
we've never had like a track by track recording session before, so we wanted to do that, and see what it's like, and it was really different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Well, how was it different? What did you find yourselves doing in that kind of environment versus live?
I think we overthink more in when we're when we're
Yeah,
recording track
it's
by
gonna
track.
always look sort of like, oh, you know what? Let's change that. 'Cause it probably sounds
Yeah.
better this way. Let's add that. I don't know, triangle, add that
Yeah.
synthesizer.
Yeah.
Where you don't really need it to be in there, but you just feel like, let's just put it in, because you have all the sort of freedom, man.
Yeah, we got like a whole like space,
Space, yeah.
that we could utilize, and it just ends up being like abused. You really,
You find yourself doing too much?
yeah, we do sometimes. Yeah.
So like
That's what we learned.
In a live setting, it sounds more organic, I guess, and more raw.
Yeah.
It's the whole energy for the band,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you do it like individually, it's just sort of like I keep putting Malay words in my sorry. You just feel a bit lonely, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah.
Like people, like four of them are just watching me recording my drums.
Yeah.
Like, can you just let me do my job?
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
element of like unification, like between the bands, are not
you know,
so present when you're track by track
let me do
recording.
my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, everybody starts to step on everybody else's shit.
Yeah. We're like, yo, you shouldn't play your drum like that, and then this
It's
guy
like-
comes like, you shouldn't sing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now we had like our deadline for this. We had to like finish everything by 1 month. So everybody just has this pressure, like just expecting, people to do it like in one
Yeah,
take,
yeah.
or just
Yeah.
so we can like, get the hell out of there and just start mixing and yeah.
Sometimes deadlines are really good for bands.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
Sometimes good.
yeah.
And sometimes you create Guns N' Roses Chinese democracy. So there's two sides to it.
Yeah.
um, let's talk about instruments, shall we?
Sure.
I love
Everybody, up to be fully candid, I'm aware that you guys are not, playing Orange very often.
Yeah.
I do play orange hand.
You do play Orange often.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we would play orange
I have-
often if we,
Yeah.
if we could
No.
afford orange.
No, I have orange amp. Yeah.
Which Orange amp do you have? Let's start there.
300.
Oh, the OB1300.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have
do you like it?
Yeah, I do. It sounds.
I'm glad you definitely have to say yes.
I do use one.
Because I'm a drummer, I can't talk about. But
Yeah. If you just want to move off camera for now, no, I'm just kidding. Joking.
So, yeah,
The OB1300 is a pretty awesome amp. I really enjoy that one. It's definitely very unique, I think.
It sounds near to tube amp,
Yeah.
If you ever played like Bassman, yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
quite similar. Yeah.
So you don't have to answer Orange for this question, but I'm still interested in hearing what the drummer thinks. But everybody, give me your one piece of musical gear you cannot live without.
Oh my god.
wow.
I guess for me it's my bass guitar, bass.
Which one is it?
Rickenbacker 4001. Yeah.
Beautiful.
With
Love
brown
those.
mounts.
Nice.
Well, I actually started with a piano, actually with a keyboard.
Oh.
And sometimes I don't get to play my drums at home, so I guess I've grown more, sort of connection with synthesizers and keyboards.
Yeah.
Uh,
So there's a ton of them here too. But it's not
That's a good answer. You're not the first drummer that's answered with not drums. Because because if you only had, let's say you were stuck on a desert island and you only have one piece of musical equipment and you could play keyboard and drums,
Oh man.
everybody would choose keyboard, I would think, so that you can make music forever.
Tripping man.
I mean, with drums, they'll
keyboard.
just be like hitting that one snare, and then, oh, you get crazy. Yeah.
My one snare. Oh, that would be so sad if that's all you had on a desert island.
But I mean, if you're on an island, you would have like coconuts, and they would have like different notes on it.
Make your own drum set.
Dude,
yeah.
Exactly. You'll have a lot of things to do.
Progressive.
What about you,
Yeah.
PE?
Well, I'm not really a gear guy, So I would always want to have an acoustic guitar with me because I'm
So
like,
You do
I-
have acoustic, right? Acoustic.
yeah, and for the band, like when we're performing and stuff, and for my own electric guitar is right now I have like three, but then my trusted one I have been using for like ages is like this Epiphone SG, and I think it's like the Gothic edition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But heavily modded.
yeah, heavily modded because it was actually a hand me down like from my brother. So
Mhm.
he had like other better guitars. So I was starting music at that time. So he gave it to me, and I didn't have anything. So I really just I abused that guitar. I even put like a fuzz pedal. I modded like the guitar to put a fuzz pedal inside the guitar, so I don't have to step on a pedal.
Wait,
And
what?
every time
Okay. Did you just take the circuitry out and put it in?
Yeah,
To the-
basically.
Okay.
Well,
Is that in the room you're in right now?
No, it's not.
Oh, I really wanted to see that.
Oh man, so sorry. Yeah, it was because a friend of mine, like a friend of ours, really, like he's very much into like pedal circuitry and amp circuitry, and he had like the blueprint for a fuzz face,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, you know what, just get that shit in my guitar, and he did it. It doesn't work as practical as I would like it to be, but it's how it's like sentimental. It's more of a sentimental value.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's very cool, actually. I haven't thought of
Coolness factor.
just taking the circuitry out of a pedal and just putting it into the guitar.
Kids will be like, "Oh, where's that fuzz coming from?" You know,
Yeah.
oh, it's the guitar. You know?
Yeah, it's in the fingers. It's all in the fingers.
It's all in the fingers, man.
Yeah,
Dude, that I should answer that.
Yeah,
To those
it's all
people.
the fingers.
Yeah.
Okay, the scene that you guys are in there, what have you guys toured pretty regularly outside of Malaysia? Or are you
Not regularly, no.
we've actually never toured, as in a proper tour, but with
Yeah.
the last big show, as in something that is big for us,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a Korean show. We played in this festival called Zandari Fiesta.
okay?
Yeah.
Do you know this this fest?
No, but it has a cool name.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the name of the place in Seoul, Korea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like a conference.
Like South by
fest.
Southwest,
Yeah, a bit
but
like
like Asian version of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know South by Southwest. So do you guys primarily play festivals then outside of Malaysia, and that's the tour type of touring that you do?
Before that, we went to Indonesia actually. That was
Okay.
our first international show.
Yeah.
It's in Jakarta. The festival, I think it was called Archipelago Festival.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was sort of like that to like people. There were
Yeah.
delegates from different countries and continents. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a mini version of Zandari.
Yeah.
It's like,
But within Malaysia itself, we've never actually
Never
toured,
toured,
but
yeah.
we've performed in other states
Yeah.
yeah,
before.
yeah.
You know, like
Gotcha.
You know, on different occasions. You know.
I mean, are you interested in touring more, or
Yeah.
okay? Well, some bands don't care about touring at all. Some bands are just
But
they
it's
make
actually
music and they
really
play
good.
festivals. That's it.
But I guess because we have a few project bands, side bands and stuff.
Mhm.
I've personally toured before, and to me it felt a bit draining actually. So I would get it why certain bands say they don't actually enjoy tour. It's like they would get tired of each other's faces. You know what I mean? Because no one spends their time like having
Dreams are
laughs.
so-
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they just
Touring musicians are hilarious, man. They absolutely hate being on tour, and then they hate being off tour.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the different ends of the spectrum for touring bands.
why ABBA don't like touring, or Beatles, I don't know.
Yeah.
They get stolen and stuff like that. I don't know.
So what are you guys up to right now? I saw that you guys just put out a new single, and it has a video as well. And I'm gonna try my Malay.
All right. Cool.
Lamunan anak bulang.
Dude,
Whoa,
It's
this is twice. You've gone perfect twice. Yeah.
that's a relatively easy one, I think. It's just
yeah. That's right.
I actually just kind of want to play just a tiny bit of this real quick. I can only play like 9 seconds of it before we get tagged on YouTube, and then we get like a trademark infringement.
Yeah, that's right.
This is it's a really well shot video. I love it. All right.
That's yeah. All
That
right.
vibe is so rad, and that video, it sets the mood so well. I love the performance shot, the wide angle performance shot. That just looks like something I want to see in person.
Right. Yeah. We're actually like we're thinking of like the like getting that into like our live performance sets.
Mhm.
Could be it's something that we're considering. Yeah.
Tell us about this song. I mean, you guys have an album coming out soon, or did the album already drop?
Nope.
Coming out
It's
soon.
coming out
Yeah.
soon.
Okay. And so is this the first single from it?
Yes,
yes,
it is.
Okay, cool. What's different about this album? Is there anything drastically different? Have you guys been inspired by anything recently that kind of changed the tone of this album?
I
Well,
think
I guess
in this album we experiment more. I
Mhm.
can say, yeah, in terms of the recording methods and the instruments that we use,
yeah.
even the amps, even the mics. So I think we safe to say that we experiment a lot in this album.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
yeah. I mean, like we're just like our previous album was kind of like I mean, we did the live recording thing, and 'cause it was our first attempt to like create like psychedelic music. So a lot of it was like how do I say this? It's like it's our introduction to the psychedelic world, you know. So this album though, like we're just like pushing that even further, you know, the psychedelia of it all, like you know by maybe more pedal work or like
More layers.
more layers exactly like more
More arguments about how
exactly.
someone plays their instrument.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was
Yeah.
quite an adventure this album.
Yeah.
Actually, this album was supposed to drop like I don't know like a year ago.
Yeah, we've been saying it's coming out soon for 2 years. It's coming out soon. It's coming out soon.
That's how psychedelic it
Fast
is. Like
forward,
there's a lot of
it's
delay there.
it's coming soon, guys.
It's so psychedelic. There's so much delay.
It's coming soon.
That's a
Yeah.
I like that joke.
But I mean, like we were supposed to drop it like on April this year. That was the plan. And
Mhm.
then the whole pandemic
Pandemic,
thing
yeah.
happened, and we got the lockdown, and it really like it ruined
Yeah.
kind of ruined our plans.
Yeah.
It ruined a
And
lot of people's plans.
A lot of
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
I'll tell you what, there were several bands that I work with that at the beginning of this thing were like, we're so lucky. They just finished their tour cycle for their album cycle for whatever.
Ooh,
And they were like, we're just gonna chill. And then like 3 or 4 months later, they were like, shit, this thing's going longer than we thought. And we need a new cycle. So they thought they were in a good place and they ended up not being. Just like everybody else, unfortunately.
yeah. Even like the Strokes dropped an album
yeah.
just before the whole thing happened, right? So
Wait.
they couldn't tour, couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
during
Dropping an
the
album just before this was the worst timing. Yeah.
yeah,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
So
Hey,
basically,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, sorry. Yeah, so we basically made this album like 2 years ago. So it had nothing to do with the coronavirus, with whatever that's going on. So, and it was something like it was based on experiences, based on feelings that we had 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But I
yeah,
guess some of them are still relevant. I guess because the theme of the song, some of them they're based around isolation, concept of
Mm.
isolation and the feelings of like forlorn, abandonment, or just um, I guess heartbreak.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
boy, you guys
A
called it.
lot of heartbreak.
so I guess now it's still you can still feel
Yeah.
that.
Let's do this real quick because we have a question. Hey there, buddy. Uh, is this a question from the person that organized this?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, there's either that one or some guy said Biden 2020, and I don't think we need to talk about that.
What is
That's so random. Joe
Uh,
Biden is the running.
Bernie. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was a Bernie bro. I was a Bernie bro.
Wrong, bro. Dwayne Johnson.
So what? Yeah, I'm actually 100% convinced that The Rock becomes president within the next 12 years. Dude, he's going to be the president, and we're going to try to feed electrolyte to plants. Okay, so let's do this. Everybody, give me your favorite album. Don't give me your favorite band. Give me your favorite album.
Album.
This is such a hard. This is way harder than even choosing a favorite band because then you got to think about albums.
It's
Like
quite
we're going
cliche,
specific here, you know.
Just Dark
I mean,
Side of
like,
the Moon.
yeah. I mean, to me,
Sergeant Pepper's.
Todd Rundgren's
Yeah.
Wizard a True Star.
Oh
You
shit!
listen to
Good
Always
choice.
Too Far,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite albums. Yeah.
There's a lot of kids from our generation that haven't listened to Todd Rundgren that should be listening to Todd Rundgren.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah.
I guess. So a lot of
Maybe I
King
can.
Crimson.
Yeah.
In the car.
Nice. King Crimson. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Besides that.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's so hard. It's the worst question to ask somebody without any preparation.
Yeah. First, you gotta like sort of like list down in your head like your
Oh, I
favorite
have another one.
bands.
I have another one. Yes.
Drama.
Drama and close to the edge.
The edge.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
You guys have phenomenal taste in music. I'll say that.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. Abba. Yeah.
something we can listen like to any mood, you know. In
Yeah.
Adda, yeah. Great.
Man.
my favorite album, The Essential.
The Essential.
The Essential Eric Clapton. That's my favorite album.
The essential Eric Clapton is the wrong answer. I love when people ask me questions like that. I love to give them just like the shittiest bands and the shittiest albums that I can possibly give them. You know, yeah. Metallica's The Black Album. That's the #1 album for me. No.
That's not.
Reload.
Saint Anger.
Yeah. And then sometimes I tell them Yanni live at the Acropolis, and they don't believe me, but that actually is my favorite album of all time. So, and I'll die. Those will be my last words. I will die before I admit to anything other than Yanni being my favorite. You guys don't know Yanni?
No.
Oh man.
Let's
Hold on. I'm gonna look up Yanni holding an eagle real quick because he's got this
Yanni with double two.
great picture of Yanni holding an eagle. Let's see. Here he is. Let's see. Come on.
we
Come on, Yanni.
Yanni, yeah.
In Malaysia, it's called Yanni
Yanni
boy.
which means okay, the female reproduction system. So Yanni.
Oh.
And, yeah.
Okay.
that took a turn.
There he is. There's Yanni holding an eagle.
Oh, Yanni.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
do
touch,
not know
man.
him, but
It looks like a.
The photo is quite epic.
yeah, it's very epic photo.
This is probably just his backyard. I mean, Yanni is a very cool dude.
To the bird.
The one with the panda. Oh Lord.
He caught this bird for dinner, and he ate it raw.
Oh.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Thank you, bongo roll or whatever that was. Guys, this has been really fun, and I know that it's getting late there, so I think that I will let you boys get on with your day and get on with your nighttime activities. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'm inspired, and I'm looking forward to listening to a lot more music from Ramayan.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
Any parting words? Anything you guys want to plug before we get out of here?
Thank you for having us. We're really honored to be here.
I mean,
Great job.
If this matters, like whoever's listening, like we probably have like American listeners here, no?
I'm going to go ahead and venture that a lot of people that tuned in were from America. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we have Spotify, we have Instagram.
Yeah.
Great.
Ramayan music with a K
Spell
instead
it.
of a C.
Spell it.
It's RAMAYANMUSIK for those.
Cool.
who care. Yeah.
And a new album coming out soon. Do you have a date for that?
Soon. Soon.
Dude, soon is the date. You know.
In 2 years from now.
Yeah.
I'm also going to make sure that we repost the video that you guys did with Music Bliss. Yeah, and I can't say enough about the quality of that and the sound. It was a really good performance. So I'll make sure that I post that here in the comments as well.
All orange.
Yeah.
So it's good.
And Music Bliss is
Yeah.
Sweet. Well,
we're plugging Music Bliss here.
yeah. Well, they should. For all of your orange needs in Malaysia, make sure you check out our distributor, Music Bliss.
Yeah. Good guys. Music
All right, PE, Omar, Q from Ramayan. Thank you so much for being here, and you guys, I look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Yeah. Thank you, Alex.
Stay
Yeah.
safe. Stay
It's
safe.
nice.
Stay safe, man. Stay safe.
Nice talking to you.
All right, see you.
See you.